showtime.
It's the Real-Time Wisdom Show with Joanna and Lainie. Welcome, everybody. Lainie and I are having so much fun backstage that we almost forgot to hit live because we're always live, right?
We're live and alive. Well, we were talking about the farmer's market, and I always get excited about the farmer's market because it's just a kaleidoscope of good nourishment, and it's fun. And every time I go there, I get another new idea of some sort. So, we were talking about that backstage. So, hi to everybody, whoever's here. Say hi. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
And welcome to were we off last week, or is it the week?
Yes, we were off last week, and I'll tell you why. Because we were exhausted from our whirlwind weekend of just goodness and deliciousness, but it was a whirlwind. There was so much. Lainie, we have to talk about last weekend because was it fun? It was fun, even though we were tired, but it was fun. Tamara was there. Tony was there.
Tony was there.
Peeps here. So, let's talk about that a little bit. What was your takeaway after teaching our 8th certification class, or was it our 9th?
No, it was 8.
It
was 8. 8 was great. 8 was great. And also what made this one a little different is there was a total, hey, Linda, there was a total congruency about this group. Linda was in the group. So Linda
was in the group.
Yeah. So we're talking about how great the group was. So I think the congruency I felt about this particular group, and 8 is always one of my favorite numbers, or, numerologically and abundantly. But the congruency is that everybody was very tapped in terms of on the woo side versus sort of the mainstream side, which sometimes we get we get a mix of people who are more food, nutrition, health coach, life coach, personal trainer, that side. And then we have a mix of tarot, oracle, diviners, divination, pros. And sometimes we get the blend. This one was more kind of everyone was tuned in and tapped in and tuned up. And Linda, we felt it. So it really inspired us.
Great, Linda. It was
really great.
So, when I thought about the weekend, the thing that I walked away with was, first of all, I felt a lot of vitality. Everybody was very engaged.
You felt a lot of celery. We'll speak in our language.
Celery, yes. I felt lots and lots of celery, And, it's so funny because to continue using the symbology of celery, there was a lot to chew on. You know how you really have to chew celery? So for this last week, I've been chewing on everything that went down and happened, and the engagement of people who got our deck. People get our deck, but this was, as you said, a different level of getting our deck in terms of the channeling and what the food really wanted to say. And so those messages that people were getting, even during our practice sessions, it was just amazing. And Denise, all the strawberries in the room.
Strawberries in the room. So
all Denise the love, baby.
Yes. And then we'll flip back and forth. And then I have some really good announcements. But then we had Sunday, the long-awaited smoothie symposium. I know that's a long word. The smoothie bash, the smoothie party, the smoothie workshop, the smoothie get down. Whatever it was so great. I mean, Tamara, Denise was there, Linda was there, Tony's there. It was spectacular. It was totally delicious. I wasn't sure if might have been Linda when she said there was just a moment where she looked over and just saw the two of us looking at everybody else like proud parents, like the proud mamas of like, wow, look at everybody,
Look what we did.
And look what they were doing, creating, tuning in, like pineapple, papaya.
All of it, all of it, all of it. It was just so awesome watching them build a smoothie, create the affirmations, test the recipes. It was like recreating everything that we had done and watching them do it, having fun doing it. The energy in the room was so alive, just like the foods that they were
Just like
using.
the food.
Everything was alive, right? And so I was just really happy, tired, but happy, but tired, but it was all of that. It was so amazing.
Well, I definitely want to do that again. And I think that each time will be another experience. And people have already written us that they want to do it in other places. And I just think that's something that can just spin off. And we don't always have to be there, but it'd be great so we could teach that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, when you said it was so alive, and that's the most important thing we teach about everything about food, is how to access its bioavailability. Because another word for me to say bioavailability is energy. And the energy, the frequency of food, to me, is bioavailability. And that's what we were doing, is like when you take all that food, all those vegetables, all those things, and even the energy of affirmations, and put it into a blender, pray over it, like we are raising the frequency, raising the bioavailability. That's only like healing the body, like on exponential levels,
Yeah, absolutely. And Janelle says, sorry to have missed it. Come out to California. Yes, we're there. That's the beauty.
Janelle, we will. There were a few other people who actually paid for the class, not realizing it wasn't something that they can do live. They, because you can do the certification class, but this was hands-on workshop, interaction, tasting.
Yeah.
But we do have other people who said, can you bring it to, and, like, yeah. And I'd love to come to California.
The beauty of doing it live different, because, maybe some of the people here that are listening don't realize that this was our very first live in-person event. And it was a hybrid. So we had some virtual and some in person.
Well, the certification, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the certification. Yeah. Of course, the smoothie was all live. But, for that to be able to be done now that, we're out of the fear of gathering from COVID, it's like, to do it in that way and get people right in front of you, it was exciting. I mean, that doesn't take away from all of the other wonderful classes that we did have online, but there's a little different of a flavor, right? The seasoning's a little different, and but it was good. It was really good.
Like Linda said, Linda was there live. We had another student there live, and we had asked them, well, and when you switch partners, what's it like? And they said they kind of like the live because they're right there, they're feeling each other, and you can definitely feel it. Obviously, that's all we've done is online, but we encourage that. In fact, as of now, we have there's a live certification that's going to take place just north of Albany, New York, coming up September. It's in the September time, gives people time to make payments, make their arrangements. But that will be hosted. You'd like this, Tamara. Tina Townsend from Seven Stones Metaphysical Bookstore. She is hosting a live certification in September. There may be one in Michigan. There's just a few that have been like, we may do those. Janelle, we might need to come to California and do smoothies out there, because the weather's always good. Some smoothies may not be good unless we did an all hot smoothie, like in the winter months for some of these places. But California, we can always do the smoothies. So Janelle, let's talk about it.
I know. I love that we were able to make that hot smoothie for people, because people are not really familiar with that concept. I mean, it's like soup, but it really is a smoothie that you can drink as soup. And I'm telling you, that smoothie that we made was so delicious. I mean, it was really, really heartwarming. And I can see, more hot smoothies on the horizon, as it gets closer to winter. We might have to do another batch of hot smoothies for winter this year.
Well, Tamara, she's from that area. Mid-September, should we go with hot smoothies or cold smoothies? You just let us know. And yes, please come to New York. So that should be fun. I like that experience. I think just so we could let people in on what we did, we tuned in ahead of time to like who was coming to the Sunday experience. And we just like, where's my smoothie book? So we literally tuned in and we flipped this book, and it is a flip book, but we kind of flipped it and just tuned in to like, what is the smoothie? Just like you would be pulling a card. What would be the smoothie for this group? And the one, oh my God, I got the same one. I just flipped to the same one. I just flipped to the one. This is the one.
I love it. Like, you can't make this stuff up.
Not only can you not make this up, but in this particular certification class, there were so many mic drops that there's the card. Well, anyways, this was the one, and it was exactly here. Empower maybe because there's so many of them on here. Maybe we're having a recap, and you're part of the energies, Empower your abundance with grace smoothie. So this was one of our hot smoothies with carrots and cinnamon and pear and apples, and it was like apple pie. It was just like it. And then we read the affirmation on abundance. So, each group we tune in separately. So if we do another smoothie, it will be
a different one.
It'll be different. So that's funny. It was the same one. So that's what's happening. And Tamara, I love her. That was the best warm smoothie I've ever had, and the first one I've ever had. So of course it's going to be the best. But see, you have to come to more of these, then you can compare.
That's right.
My heart was so I had so much pineapple, because for everyone who doesn't like to show up and kind of be seen, those of you know who you are, to be out when you're told, like, we're going to flip this and now you do it, and to see what comes out of them, what story needs to be shared and told. It was like magnificent to see that. It was infinitely magnificent.
It was magnificent. And now I think that we need to do a film. We need to have that again and film everybody making their smoothies and saying their affirmation and make a little movie.
Oh yeah, send everyone like a recap video. I might be able to do something like that with what footage I had. Good point. I will look into that, because that would be nice to share with everybody.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of sharing, I can't believe it's only 12 minutes in. I felt like I'm like, this is going to be the whole show. Well, guess what? Maybe we're going to have to do readings today for everybody.
Well, I have my cards out. I do have my cards.
You do have your cards out?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, I see something Denise wrote. It was all smoothie chocolate. Oh yeah.
Oh, yum.
So I don't want to forget, because suddenly things have gotten busy, and I just wanted to announce a couple ways to connect with us. And one of let me just share my screen. I got a couple different things to share. Let's see. Starting with a message from my husband. No, I don't think I'll be sharing that. Hold on a second. You never know what he's going to say.
No, you never know what Howard's going to say. Something profound, I'm sure.
Something profound. I'm looking for, okay, there it is. Okay, I found what I want to share with you. Well, anyways, for those of you who are in the area of Florida, Southwest Florida this weekend, I am going to be presenting. Can you see it on screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this Saturday and Sunday, Tony and I actually are going to be there. Tony's going to be doing some readings. I'll be doing some readings. The Light Consciousness Expo is Saturday and Sunday up in Sarasota, Florida. And we'll have a booth. We'll be doing readings. But at 1 o'clock, 1 to 2, really 1 to 1:45, I will be speaking on the consciousness of food and spirit's hidden messages. So I haven't downloaded exactly what I'm going to say yet, but I'm sure it'll be something pretty darn delicious.
I'm sure. I'll be babysitting my grand dog, as my daughter's in St. Louis on the East Coast, but I'll be there in spirit. I can't wait to hear all about it.
It should be good. Sherry Lord, she's like a world-renowned empath. She's heading this up, and there's a lot of really great speakers and presenters there. So Food Healing will be there in our booth with all of our good stuff, and we always do some show specials, and I think it'll be good. And what else? What else, Tony? Oh yeah, no, we talked a little bit earlier about what we're going to do. We have some fun ideas for the presentation, different than some of the things we've done before. So that's Saturday, that's Sunday. Now let's see, Monday. Oh, great topic. Will it be recorded? Good question. I doubt it, Denise. I don't know if they have all that capability to be, but I will find that out and let you know. And if not, maybe I can, maybe Tony could set up a little something in the back to record it, but it should be good. We're going to definitely do it differently than some of our other live presentations. Now, Monday, this is next Monday. Interesting. So if you all remember Frank Kwiatkowski, he was the one who came on our show and talked about the Beatles. He has our deck, and he's also very involved with the Voyager deck. Do you know James Wanless? Everyone knows Dr. James Wanless. It's one of the most sought after. Has the most cinnamon. It's been around a long time. So they're collaborating on an event called The Feast, and I guess it's like a 6-course meal, kind of like a make a meal spread, but it's going to be focusing on their deck, the Voyager deck, kind of with some food themes. But they had invited me to pop over and pull a Food Healing Oracle deck card. So there's a little kind of synergy here.
Collaboration.
Yeah, I guess it's a collaboration. So in lieu of our show here next Monday, I'm going to be there and Joanna's out of town. So no show here, but we're kind of traveling to this other tarot feast. So let me pull this up. I said I would let people know if they want to come check it out. I'll be at this event. It's 2 hours long, and it is going to be like on a Zoom thing. It's called the Voyager Tarot Feast. That's Dr. James Wanless. He's your captain. And Frank's going to be the chef of this event. And they're kind of doing stuff along with the theme of like words, like how we do joy, mango. They're doing stuff with their cards. And so it is food related, and I'll be in there somehow. I'll find out tomorrow more of how I'm going to play a role. But in any case, I can put the info. The fee for this workshop is $20, and there's a link. So I will keep you all apprised if you want to go there. So that's next Sunday. So we will be dark next week.
Next Monday, right?
Next Monday. Mm-hmm. But what's really cool, and this is our next announcement. Can you see the screen?
I just see you. Beautiful.
Oh, you just see me. Okay, so let me start this again. So you all might remember that Joanna and Tony and I this January were at StarCon. Christiana Godet, I think I have that right, is an amazing tarot reader and organizer of this event. And we were there in Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, and we met a lot of great people. Actually, that's where we met Frank, the Beatles guy. And StarCon is going to be here for 2023, and we are featured presenters again next year in West Palm Beach. But it's going to be at a new location, and it's not only are we going to be presenting, we'll probably have a booth there all weekend. It's going to be January 20th through 22nd. For those of you who like to plan ahead, at least save the date or ask for time off of work. But it's going to be in Palm Beach Gardens. It's also hybrid as well. If you can't make it to Florida, by the way, they actually did a good job. And now next year, I think it's going to be even more souped up with their hybrid technology. But we will be there, and we may be part of the Saturday. We're working on what's happening for Saturday night. There's a big gala, but we'll be staying at the hotel or at least somewhere there and being a part of this whole weekend. It's going to be extraordinary, but we just will be, we're officially announcing it now. But what I wanted to say is that since we won't be here next Monday, but the Monday after Christiana will be on our show. So she will be on the Real Time Wisdom Show, and you'll get to me here. What's the date? Sorry, I missed that part. It is January 20th through the 22nd, 2023. So Christiana will be here on Monday the 23rd, and she loves our deck. And we're going to, and it's great because when we were on her show, we did sort of this rapid fire. She'd be like, well, I hate eggplant. What do you want to tell me about that? Or I love blackberries. I don't even remember what they were, but we had such a good interview with her.
We did. We had such a good time. And she was blown away. And the cards continued like out through that weekend of StarCon. You know, I just don't you get a thrill, Lainie, when people get the deck and they're like, oh my God, this is so right on. And Christiane was no exception. She was getting message after message that was pertinent to her. And she was loving it. She was loving that deck.
And she is a very avid, she's got a full tarot practice as well. So we're going to do cards and tarot, food healing, talk about StarCon, all of that on the 23rd. So that's a week from Monday. So make sure you mark your calendars.
Man, time is just flying by.
I know.
Like,
I know.
What is going on here?
Well, Planetary Movement.
There's a lot. I mean, you know, just a little recap. I'm not an astrologer. I just know enough to be dangerous.
Way more than me.
But we're between the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse, and eclipses always do what they're meant to do. And that is, you know, just kind of take out what isn't serving. It's a time of reassessment. It can be a time of upheaval, but as Lainie and I were talking backstage, is that Jupiter goes into Aries, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion, and Aries is that planet of action. So whatever you're doing in your life, positive or negative, has the opportunity to really expand. So if you're looking for love, if you're looking for wealth, and you've been doing your work in those areas, you're going to have an expansion there, and it's going to be quick. Aries is really quick.
Pineapple.
However, there's a little wrench in the works, and that is because Mercury goes retrograde around the same time of this solar eclipse, which means,
did we just have a solar eclipse?
We had the solar eclipse. The lunar eclipse is happening on the 15th.
On the 15th. So
right.
it's this
so
window
the eclipses are
between
between each other, right? And then Mercury goes retrograde, which can slow the works down, but you know, it's all for the greatest good. So there's no fear here. There's no anything. There's just like, what have you been working towards? That's probably what's going to happen, but it might, even though that action planet Aries is going to be moving things forward, you know, Mercury is going to say, wait a little bit, do your due diligence, cross your T's, dot your I's, and make sure that you have everything in place. And so there's just that like, okay, go, but watch where you're going.
Well, and that's the 15th on, right?
Yeah.
So anybody have any questions about any of that? I have to start. I mean, I know a lot to be probably even more dangerous because I know some, but it just seems like whatever I'm tuning into things, like then I hear you say, or you send me to some places to watch. I'm like, oh God, that's totally in alignment with, you know, yeah. So, I mean, everything all connects. It's very interesting.
Everything all connects. But as far as you and I go, there has been a lot of expansion and a lot of excitement. And Lainie and I have been already putting on our calendar the next 4 months of classes, you know, that are coming up. We're going to
5 months. Oh yeah. Thank you. I should announce those.
Yeah. So we have the Angel, the Archangel and Ascended Masters class coming up. And then we have the Tarot class and the Food Healing Oracle deck coming up, where we take the hero's journey through the Food Healing Oracle deck. And that is being revisited because those are very popular classes. And I believe you're doing something with the fabulous Denise Flood.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. So this
Okay.
revelation. Okay. So for those of you who have taken some of our classes before, Denise Flood and I teach the essential oils and the food healing oracle deck. Everything's and the food healing oracle deck, or the food healing oracle deck and. Well, the last 2 times have been amazing. Sometimes the first one we did with the foods, and then with Young Living Foods, the vitality ones that you can consume. Then the next one we did was like the blends that, represented like the joy oil, Young Living, and then our joy card. I mean, both of them were mind blowing, but
Awesome.
Third time's the charm, because what we have planned for this next one, it's amazing. And we had a revelation today, because we have a certain plan in mind to tie in, because as you probably know, Denise and I also produce Young Living meditations, that if you have certain Young Living meditation oils, you can breathe that in, similar to like smoothies where there's an affirmation and we give you a meditation to go with that oil. But we discovered some pretty amazing things, including things that are included in the second Food Healing Oracle deck. So that's all I'm going to say. You'll have to take the class.
Yeah, don't give away too much here.
We won't be giving anything more away other than you have to come to this next oil class. And and just check back, because all these are going to get updated on the website soon enough. But I think June, July, August, July, I know. June is tarot. Well, anyways, you're not going to remember these. We'll write it all down. Yeah. So that's those 3 classes. But now we have some newcomers who are joining this cherries.
So exciting.
And so some of these pros who were at the certification this last weekend, who are very good in their craft, have wanted to collaborate, and the vibe was right. So we are going to be doing an official crystals class, like with a crystal expert. It's going to be a discussion about that. So food healing oracle deck and crystals, and how that all plays a companionship together. So that's a new class announcing. And then we have a really amazing psychic medium. She talks to dead people like they are in the room, and that's what's her massive gift. And she already gave me some examples, but I will be announcing who these people are and when these classes are. But we are going to be doing psychic mediumship in the food healing oracle deck as well. Amazing. I want to attend them as well as teach them, co-teach.
Yes, right.
I know. Are you excited? We've talked about that. In fact, we've talked
about crystals a lot.
Yeah.
We've talked about astrology a lot.
Astrology in the food healing oracle deck.
Yeah. So that's what we need next, is an astrologer in our cherries that says, oh, I'll teach astrology in the food healing.
Yeah, because when you were talking about it, expansion, like we could be looking whenever the class is and looking at like sort of the next few months, and we could be pulling in, and maybe those are times to be utilizing those foods. I mean, there's all sorts of ways to work the astrology class, but it would be great if someone was like a real, not a real astrologer, but someone who does it as an active practice in case people want to have their charts read and all that.
Now that we're talking about astrology, I just had an idea, and let's see. I'll run it by you and see if you want to do this. How about if we pull a card for people who would like a card pulled about what the energies are going to be for this Aries Jupiter transit, along with the Mercury retrograde, to just see what the energy is around this time for everybody.
Brilliant.
What do you think of that?
I think that's great, because I've already announced all these great classes. That's perfect. We'll end on that. So good thinking, Joanna.
Once in a while.
And by the way, if I look like I'm sweating, I am, because it's so hot in here, and the air conditioning is too loud when I have it on. So I am literally like
Lainie, I just thought it was your glow, honey. I thought you were just glowing.
I'm just shining brightly these days. Oh boy. Okay. I was gonna say, or it's all the foods I've been eating lately that might have, a lot of oils in them. I don't know.
Mm.
But I love that idea. So if you want a card pull, go ahead and just, all right, well, Denise, we'll start with Denise. So
you gonna go first or you want me to?
wait, it was your idea. I'll let you go. I'll follow your lead. Whatever you're doing, I'll just jump in.
Okay, good. Follow the leader.
There you go. Go lead.
Denise, this is for you. The energies around this upcoming eclipse, transit, and the Mercury retrograde season. Oh my God, of course. And we get mangoes for joy. So there's going to be a lot of joy. And I know, Denise, you have been doing your work. So you are going to reap the rewards of a job well done and get to bask in some joy, right? And it's so appropriate. It's almost mango season here. And so there's going to be lots of opportunity for you to intentionalize your smoothies, your mango chocolate bread. Do you? Oh no, she doesn't bake. Mango chocolate bread. Have you had any, Lainie?
No, but no. Oh my God, there's some huge lizards in there. No, but you did remind me. We'll finish with Denise, and then I'll give a little.
So, Denise, also what I'm hearing is that, this joy, this feeling of joy, you might have to it's almost like, when you cut the mango and you peel away the peel, it feels like to me, you might have to peel something away before you get to the heart of joy. So just pay attention to what might need to be peeled away for you. But the goodness lies inside, my love.
I love that. And by the way, it came to our attention, and it's completely up to you guys, but it came to our suggestion, Food Healing Oracle Deck at Gmail, that we should be asking people if they ever want to do a love donation for our time on here giving readings. So I'm just saying, if you ever feel you want to give, I guess a lot of shows do that. They post like tips or donations, and we've never done that. So if anyone feels like they want to do love donations on these readings, then so be it. There's our email for PayPal. I think that's right. That's not right. Oh, that is right. Anyways, supposed to ask, put it into the universe.
That's right.
Any bit helps, but yeah, we do these readings. But Denise, I love that, and Joanna, I love that. I do want to do here at the farm, for people who are local in Southwest Florida, another smoothie day at the farm when all our mangoes are ripe. Because it was like there are people who couldn't make it that day. Donna couldn't make it that day. Donna, you may want to just come to the other one.
Right.
But in any case, to do a smoothie event at our farm, we have fresh avocados, we have lychee, we have mulberries,
mangoes.
I just was walking the farm the other day, and I was like, oh, we got to do a smoothie thing here right off Mother Nature's land, and create, some recipes that day, a little different variation of the class that we taught.
Well, I might be motivated to make that mango chocolate bread, like zucchini bread, but it's mango bread with chocolate chips. Or you can make it with raw cacao and just make it a chocolate mango. I mean, it's delicious.
I'm in.
You're in?
All right. So let me go in order. Hopefully we get
Linda. Donna would like one.
No, I'm going to go in order. So that way it helps keep consistent. So right after Denise is Linda. We'll just go down. Otherwise, I'll get lost.
Okay. We don't want you to get lost.
I don't want to get lost. So I just will hold that energy each time we're saying it during this transit. What's the terminology? During this
Jupiter, Aries, conjunction, transit. It's one of those. Like, all right.
So we're just stating that for all of them, so we don't have to repeat it. But during this time period, this is the card for Linda. Expansion.
And it's expansion, of course, Linda.
Of course. It's all about the pineapple, Linda. It's really personally, professionally, maybe you eat some pineapple, but really like intend that for you. I love pineapple on my pizza, I have to say. But this is truly, as we were saying, if you have done the work, and Joanna just said that, you will move into a state of pineapple. And if you haven't, this will probably give you the opportunity to be moving into a state of reflection and healing and looking at your stuff. So you can move into pineapple, but right on for you, Linda. Not surprising.
Denise says road trip to Joanna's kitchen. Anytime, Denise, anytime.
Yeah, not that it's part of the Food Healing Oracle deck, but she is the cannoli queen. She's becoming famous for that. All right, so let me go into. So Tony's next. Tony Wangle.
Tony,
are you doing it?
Yeah,
Joanna.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Like are we alternating?
Tony, I got a card for you, Tony. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, Tony, it's time for you to monkey around and get some spontaneity on. You got bananas. And, Tony, I feel like you're so like on the case all the time, on the job, I guess the expression is, and I think it's time for you to break free a little bit. And I don't know if any of your bosses would ever listen to this, but maybe take an afternoon off and play hooky and just be spontaneous and have some fun. I have a good idea for how you and I could have some fun, but we will revisit that another time. At any rate, private joke between Tony and I think Lainie knows. But yeah, it's time to be spontaneous, girl. We got to enjoy life and, play. And I think this is the message for you. So your expansion message for this time with all of this energy: laugh, have fun, be spontaneous, and do something that you either haven't done in a long time or that you've never done and want to do. So there you go.
That's awesome. Spot on. All right. So I shuffled and tuned in for Janelle. She's next.
Okay.
Your birthday's Wednesday.
Oh, Janelle.
Janelle's birthday is Wednesday. Woo! All right. So this is really important. Well, here's what you actually got. Basil for purification.
Ooh.
Which is actually a really good time because birthday energy. And Janelle, I want to give you a birthday reading. Let's book that. Obviously, privately. But what's really nice is that there's so much magic and movement during birthday energy. And now it sounds like there's a lot of movement around this time period, this transit conjunction, blah, 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 is that there's a time for you to really work the tools of spirit and like get rid of whatever the slough, like do an exfoliating scrub. Maybe even there was a basil flavored one, really slough off to purify. Like, this is it. I'm moving into this new year and I'm conquering and crushing my goals and all my desires and kind of purify anything that's been holding you back. I think that works for this time frame, and this time frame being your birthday as well.
Did we skip Linda? Or did you do Linda?
No, we did Linda. Expansion. Pineapple.
Oh, that's right. I'm just going down the list now. Tamara. Okay.
Linda just said she had just had pineapple with dinner. Of course you did.
Cool. Of course. Here you go. This is your time to ground. And it's really good to ground during these eclipses and this Mercury retrograde season, because let me tell you something. You could go, it can really take you off center. But if you're grounded and you know the course that you're walking on and you're firm in that, you have beats. And, Lainie taught us the 5 elements, and beats is earth. And so that is time for you to get out in nature and just really connect in a big way to nature. So, you know, I know that, you know, Tamara's been coming on with her intuitive abilities, and that makes it even more important for you to ground during this time. So, yeah. Anything to add to that, Lainie?
Well, the only reminder I'm feeling just to share about that, Tamara, is you have a lot of choices and you have a lot of tools and you have a lot of gifts in honing in on which one is doing it for you when things get distorted, chaotic, upheavaled, and really deepening into that practice instead of doing all of them, all of your many modalities and things and tools and classes and certifications, all the things you learn, like stick to one, I think right now, one or two, like, and hone in and deepen into the practice. And you will have more of a grounding effect than trying to do a little bit of everything of all that you know. Stay in, whether it's Reiki, whether it's food healing, whether it's, tapping. You have so many things. But I think that's going to serve you best, especially when times are feeling aloof and a little unsure. I guess I did have something to add.
And Kathy, did you want a card? You didn't. You just said hi. Hi, Kathy. How you doing? And then there's somebody.
Donna's next, I think.
Okay.
Donna Anthony. I have
Donna
her
Anthony.
down.
And then there's somebody here just finding me 7. Hello. I didn't know if they wanted a card. Somebody new.
They just have to write they want a card. Otherwise, I'm going to just move down to each person.
Okay. Who'd you say was next?
I'm going to do Donna.
Donna.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Donna. Hope your arm is feeling better, girl. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah.
You know, we missed you on Sunday, but you know, there will be other opportunities for you. So I'm just going to see what the next few weeks has for you.
Are you pulling her a card?
Oh, is your turn?
You can do it. If you feel it, go for it.
You can do it. You can do it.
All right, I'm going to do it.
Do it.
Oh, one flew out at me.
Oh, there you go.
Not a surprise. Comfort.
Oh, no, of course. Not a surprise.
Donna has an arm, shoulder injury, as we were just mentioning. So let's everyone send her a little comfort.
Yeah.
And to stay in your comfort zone. There are a lot of minerals that are very supportive. That's why that sweet potato is our comfort card. And so I could actually recommend that for you food-wise. But this is the time to just, you did the right thing staying closer to home, because you don't want to be out of your comfort zone, especially when your body's not feeling, when we have injuries like that, it's time to take comfort in knowing there's a reason, and to ask, like, what are you here to show me? Like, thank you for this. And I'm open to seeing the message here, because take comfort in knowing that things are brought to us for reasons. And on the other side of it, we many times say, wow, although that sucked or whatever it was, I did learn X, Y, and Z. And so I would take comfort in knowing, instead of resisting, stay in the comfort of, like, I'm going to see this through, and I know Spirit has messages for me. And maybe it's even just seeing who comes to support you. Maybe it's seeing, like, wow, I have more of a community that's here to serve. Or, oh, now I know more. Now that I needed more, that person wasn't there. Like, there's a lot that will show up in this time period for you, but take comfort in knowing all is in divine order around it.
Very, very nice. Oh, and one flew out for me for Kathy, because I believe Kathy's next.
Kathy, which Kathy?
Kathy Eileen.
Cool.
It's the Kathy that was in our smoothie class.
Kathy, that Kathy. Oh, Kathy.
She made her smoothie today.
Huh?
She said she made her smoothie today, expanding my abundance. That's the smoothie she made.
Awesome. Well, be sure and watch the replay, because if you came on a little late, we were talking all about the class and you guys earlier, so you might want to catch that. But
so I got for Kathy empowerment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Kathy, I know you and I had talked about some things, that you want to do, that you're ready to step into some more of your calling and your work. And you got the message from the universe that just flew out of the deck. So you're being empowered. Jupiter's coming in and is going to expand the opportunities for you. And you're going to have some to choose from. But, that's that Mercury retrograde, to slow down and choose first the one that you want to prioritize for yourself. Don't try to do everything at once.
Well, and there was carrots in that expanding my abundance, as she mentioned. That was a great smoothie. And earlier we pulled that again today about that. Great one.
Okay. You get Just Finding Me 7.
Yeah. So Just Finding Me, do you want to state your name? You don't have to, but I'm happy to pull a card. I just wasn't sure if that was Justine or not. But let me pull a card for Just Finding Me. Back in the day when I was first doing readings, when I decided to do it professionally, I think many of you know this, I was on Fiverr. I knew nothing about the person. It was like user 89274. Oh, it is Justine. Cool. And so cool. I didn't need to know. I just felt it was Justine. So I wanted to feel into whether I was right or not. But yeah, I didn't know who they were. They don't tell you anything. It was just user blah, blah, blah. And they would send you a question and you would tune in. I would tune in, and then I would see who they were, and then I would write back their answer in a little report. It
really helps you hone your skills, because when I was working at the Moon, we would get these emails asking for a reading. Didn't know them from anything, right? And, but it's just about tuning into the energy, and it really doesn't matter if you know their name or not. But I'm glad to see you here, Justine. It's good to see you.
Oh yeah, we're thrilled. We're thrilled. So your card during this, all those fancy words that she said, transit, conjunction, junction, what's your function? Yeah. I don't know.
Really?
It's balance.
Oh yeah. And
so I really feel into that. And it also reminds me of Tamara's grounding, is to find that place of balance, not giving too much, and learning how to balance the giving and receiving emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Because even balancing your emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual, if you do too much in one, it throws it off. And it's the same thing that we taught in the certification class. When we're overdoing it in one of the elements, it can pull on the other ones, and then they all have to compensate. So whether it's the elements, whether it's the chakras, whether it's the emotional bodies, during this time where energies, especially with Mercury and the planets doing their shuffle dance, that finding your state of balance. I have found, for me, actually, I've been adding cucumber a lot more to my smoothies for that. Maybe it's just in preparation of gearing up that there's an energetic movement happening. I don't know. I just know naturally I've been drawn to adding more cucumbers for balance in mind. But this is what you are getting for a myriad of reasons, particularly the giving and receiving piece. Again, and it's giving emotionally, giving mentally, giving physically, and giving spiritually, and receiving all that, just to keep all that in check.
One clue that I can give people about what's going on right now is that we're ending a 12-year cycle. So if you go back and look at what was happening 12 years ago, or 24 years ago, or 36 years ago, all in the 12s, you might catch a theme of what's going on now. So that is a good thing to ponder. Where was I 12 years ago? What was happening to me?
I didn't even know where I was 12 days ago. What are you talking about? But okay. 12 minutes ago.
12 yeah. Where was I 12 minutes ago?
Well, I'm so glad. First off, she said, thank you. I need to hear that. And good, because you actually, I've been feeling you. So I was hoping that was you, and I'm so glad that you're here. And again, so just to recap, because we're going to just wind down here, no show here next Monday, but then we'll be back. Again, I'll send you the information on this little feast thing that I'm going to be participating in, and Joanna's out of town. The next Monday, the 23rd, we'll be back with Christiana from StarCon. And hopefully in the next week, we'll have all these classes up on our website and you'll register for them. Some of these new ones sound amazing. Other ones are amazing. And then from time to time, we give giveaways and things like that. And then if you want to do a love donation for your time here, we're open to that. I put the website there, PayPal, whatever. And we're happy to give from the heart, but it's always nice to be energetically rewarded, I guess, right? I don't know. How do you?
Energetic exchange.
Yeah. Love
if
doing
you're feeling it, don't hesitate. If you're not, we love you.
Yeah. So I think that's all I have. That was a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And anything else you want to share?
I think that we are headed for a really expansive summer coming up. I can't believe it's middle of May already.
Yeah.
But it is going to be one that we're going to keep busy. We're going to keep you entertained, hopefully.
Yeah, more classes, more certifications. We'll be announcing those both live. Some will not be hybrid. Some will just be live. Some will be hybrid. So we'll be announcing all those. And I just recommend everyone to take that, whether they go on to teach, whether they go on to do certifications. Who knows? I mean, I've seen people. Well, we've both seen people, really take the ball and run with these certifications. There's just so many ways they can utilize this. So however you do it, at least you have this information every time you go shopping and
Just stay tuned to the cherries because they are growing. We are really growing our cherries, and the community is just going to keep coming out with new content for you, new card deck perhaps in the near future.
And I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm going to say the very near future, because that feels like that's getting, Spirit has moved that second deck up the flagpole, up to sort of, it's bubbling now, right? It was sort of marinating. Right? Now it feels like there's bubbling, only because in a perfect scenario, wouldn't it be amazing to have second helpings, which is what the deck is called, in your hands and everyone you love in their stocking stuffers. It would be great to have, in a perfect world, the deck out in time for the holidays. So that's going to require some soursop, but you never know. God is plentiful, and so is Spirit. And there
you go.
If it's to be, it's to be. That which is for you won't pass you. But in a perfect world, it'd be great to see that deck out and published for the holidays.
Yep. From your lips to God's ears.
There you go. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Justine. Thank you, all of you. Love you. See you,
all of you.
Again, I'll be posting this event. Hopefully, I'll see some of you this Saturday. Tony and I will be there at Light Conscious Expo. I'll find out, Denise, if it's recording. And I'll be posting all the other things. Where I'm posting it will be in the Real Time Wisdom Facebook page and on the YouTube channel. So I'll be posting all the things that we talked about today. All right. Blessings to everybody. Thank you.
All right. Love you, everyone.
Love you. Bye.
Have a great week.